type who never tried to play the victim, which is something others tried. She replied she didn't give a shit. Opened her eyes 7 times before her 26, and when she called the signs, they all replied they didn't give a shit. These little differences reminded her to hit the switch. If this is life, she would recite, then I don't want to live with it. Parents pitched a fit when she just quit and dropped her scholarships in college, all because she just wanted to flip the script. You know, she had to see another side, to be another kind than what she saw as little bitches in a sea of simple minds. To feel a little real, to let the ripples heal the riddle, stealing all her pride. In the meantime, and she couldn't get a grip, meeting bills and her expenses were the last to get attention. And the fact that she could get in trouble always seemed to slip from her mind till it hit her like a brick. Her first time trying Percocet was worst timing, cause it coincided with the type of pain that made it cry, made her hurt her less. And all the hurdles that accumulate from her neglect were easy to forget after that line was buried in her chest. It turned a nervous wreck into a bird that just observes the best, because the nerves reject the worst of every circumstance. And so she worked and played, counting the perks of perks per day. Slowly it saved her from that certain pain. She learned to rest. She learned to lay down her concerns and lay down her own worth and lay down till it's permanent. She learned to lay down her concerns and lay down her own worth and lay down till it's permanent. From once in a while to all of the time, she followed the line with a fuck it and smile. But all of her life was numb to a life, becoming the knife that slowly murdered it. Did it slowly murdered it. Check it. He was the type who's so surprised at how the system is, but when he tries to mention it, they whine cause they don't give a shit. And when the conversation shifted to the biggest dick, or who's betting more bitches, he was socked cause he don't give a shit. Those little differences were hard for him to pardon them, so he just started again looking for friends that get it. He thought if this the bar, then fuck them all, they act retarded. If you call that living large, then I don't wanna live with it. Hard nosed, taking the hard road, impatient but always open to laying his guard low. But vacancy in the heads of the lame, and he saw grow to rage, and he thought if they could see all of my thoughts, whoa. So he didn't get it when his parents and friends tried to be caring and give him some very simple advice, thinking their starting point was opposite his own. From his eyes, they were all against him, so he just pretended and lied. While they were talking, he would smile, but as he walked away for miles, it would melt into a frown, a sick commitment and spite. And as the cash dwindled and the last friend laughed him off, and the problem stacked big, he went and picked up a vice. What's funny is that from the beginning, he knew what he was doing, knew the two voices in his head, and knew just one's that drew him. The other was the one that said to sabotage and ruined him, and both were loud and clear, both saw him buying the blues, and he knew it. He learned to lay down his concerns and lay down his own worth and lay down till it's permanent. He learned to lay down his concerns and lay down his own worth and lay down till it's permanent. He learned to lay down his concerns and lay down his own worth and lay down till it's permanent. He learned to lay down his concerns and lay down his own worth and lay down till it's permanent. He learned to lay down his concerns and lay down his own worth and lay down till it's permanent. He learned to lay down his concerns and lay down his own worth and lay down till it's permanent. 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 It's permanent.